Raider Baseball continues live from Fort Myers, Florida. 4-2 your score at the top of the third as we continue with baseball action. It's been exciting and lengthy past 2 innings as Jesse Lighthall gets back on the mound to throw his third inning of play. As Jake Milos Skowronek comes up to the plate, playing left field today for the Mariner defense. Swings and misses at this pitch high up in the corners. He starts off with a 1-1 count. Once again, thank you for joining us here for tonight's broadcast of Raider Baseball. Remember, if you cannot make it out to any Raider Baseball game, you can always tune into the broadcast. Once again, you're listening to Nick Rush. So thank you for tuning in as always. 1-2 right now the count as he swings and misses another pitch. And a 1-2. Served up by Lighthall and he gets him looking. So Jake Milos Skowronek watches one go by for a strikeout.
Now batting for Mariner, center fielder number 7, Mason Eicher.
So Mason Eicher comes up to the plate for his second at-bat. He scored a run earlier in tonight's game and hit a single as well. Knocks it back to the pitcher's mound. Lighthall fires over to first for the out. Quick 2-up, 2-down inning to start it off. As Brandon,
Your next strike batter, number 5, Brandon Fury.
It is, okay, Brandon Fury coming up. Started off as the shortstop in today's game and switched over as the pitcher, taking the place of Anthony Lopez, your starter for today's game with the Tritons. Pitch high up in the corners for a strike, another close pitch. In just a moment, we're going to review our last game last Tuesday night as the Raiders defeated the rival Charlotte Tarpons in a walk-off 3-2 win. Pitch gets away for a ball. Well, let's take a look at it. Starting pitcher Eric Amrine started the game on the mound, I should say. And overall pitched 5 total innings, hurled 8 strikeouts, gave up 2 unearned runs and 2 base on balls. Next pitch outside barely. They'll count it high up for a now 2-1 count with 2 outs. One of the largest highlights of the game was when a 2-run homer was hit by sophomore first baseman Coleman Ross. No surprise there. Another one high up in the course, and they call it a strike. It started when third baseman Tyler Prell singled the ride, and then Ross knocked it out of the park to score a pair of runs and put the Raiders on the board. When it comes to our 4 games played at Riverdale thus far this year, Ross has hit a homer in 3 of them. Which I said earlier on, this pitch knocked to the backstop. Late in the game, pitcher Matt Doden took over the mound for Amrine, striking out 3 batters and giving up 2 hits. The game ended right down to the wire, but resulted in a Raider win as shortstop senior Nick Blasucci blasted a single to the outfield, sending home Matt Hardy to put another win in the record with a 3-2 final score. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch gets him. And we head to the bottom of the third after a 3-up, 3-down inning by your Raider defense. The Raider Baseball Radio Network will continue with action after another break.
Fielder number 8, Matisse Bober.
Martise Bober coming up to the plate. Once again, we are at the bottom of the third. Your score is 4-2 in advance of the Raiders over the Mariner Tritons. Tons of game to be played yet. There's a bouncer over to the right field gap, and they will toss it over to first from second for the out. So first come, first serve. First pitch, first out. Up comes to the plate Matt Hardy, the right fielder. Lots of sights and sounds once again here at the ballpark. Gets in for a strike. That's a close pitch. Up against the edges. Well, here at the press box, we are just above our concession stand, so lots of sounds down there. Making up some good snacks for the spectators of today's games. A wide variety of things down there. You have cold drinks. Sure, you probably have some popcorn down there. Candy. Oh, the choices are endless down there. And high line drive up into the sky. And it lands into the glove of the fielder in the right field gap. It's now 2-up, 2-down inning. As number 1, Tyler Yeager, comes back up for at-bat number 3 of the ball game.
Second baseman, number 1, Tyler Yeager.
He's 0 for 2. He has a fly shortstop in the first. In the second, he had a bunt out. And here in the third, let's see what he can do. So his third at-bat in 3 innings. Watches the first one go by for a strike and a fastball. Your score is still 4-2 here. Once again, bottom of the third. Just around the halfway mark of tonight's ball game. And overall, we are just about an hour in as we head into the 8 o'clock hour. This next pitch swung on and missed. Way off that time. Smacker down the third base side, goes foul, stopped by the third base coach of the Raiders. Remember, Riverdale supporters, to follow the high school on social media. We are currently on various social media sites such as Twitter, Instagram, Vine, and much more under the name Riverdale Reads. So make sure to join us for the latest updates of Riverdale High School involving athletics, academics, and much more. Have a whole lot of fun stuff on the site. It's all managed by our vice principal, Mr. Matthews. Down low in the corners for a ball, down in the dirt it goes. So the school is very active on Twitter. Yeager still in his at-bat. And the next one coming up high. Had to dodge out of the way of that pitch. Now 3 balls, 2 strikes. We're at a full count with 2 outs. And once again, we're faced with a pitch that has the potential to end the third inning. Let's see what we can do. Right now you have Dustin Hefner on the on-deck circle. Chance of Yeager going around the Raiders' dugout. Pitch knocked the third base side, and that's not a single, it's a double. Throw coming into the shortstop, and he dives in time without a throw. So Dustin Hefner comes up with a man over on second and in scoring territory. So let's see what Hefner can do, and let's see if he can keep the inning running.
Batting next for your Raiders, center fielder, number 4, Dustin Hefner. Come on, kid.
Dustin Hefner, he's 2 for 2 today. Had a base on balls in the first and a bunt single in the second. He also has scored a run in that first inning. Overall, he scored 2 runs total today. Pitch outside for a ball. So 1 on second and 2 outs here at the bottom of the third. 4-2 your score. An advancement of the Raiders over the Mariner Tritons once again. Nice leadoff taken over at second and your pitch coming in. Oh, he signals. Oh, check over to second. That's dangerous. Goes right off the tip of the glove of the second baseman. And luckily for Mariner, Yeager over at second base. He was diving into the dirt over at second. But let's see what happened. So it started when Dustin Hefner was signaling for a bunt, had to jump out of the way of the pitch, And that's when they fired over to second base as Yeager was leaning quite a bit off the bag. So they fired over to second. He dove back and it goes right off the tip of the glove. And he will keep his place at second base now with a 2-0 count for Hefner. Swung and a chopper down the third base side towards the third base bag. Caught up. That does it for the third. Top of the fourth we go. After yet another breaker, score is 4-2. Raiders still in the lead over the Mariner Tritons.
Make sure you grab something at concession stands. Number 10, Dante Simonati.
We head to the fourth inning live from Riverdale High School. Dante Simonati coming up to the plate with a 4-2 score once again. Riverdale in the lead. Simonati leans in as Jesse Lighthall returns to the mound again for the fourth inning. Knocked back. Foul. Did we leave the mic on that time? Oh man. So great. Yeah, well, it sounds like this audience is being exposed to a little bit of a broadcast.
You're truly broadcasting live.
I would not call that a bad thing at all.
No.
Sometimes you need a little broadcast for the game. Adds to the experience, if you ask me. Swung on and missed. It's now an 0-2 count. I don't see a problem with that.
I have a problem with it.
Don't want to get ejected from the press box, though. We talked about that last Thursday once again. Not a fun experience. The 0-2 coming up. Swung on and missed. He got him swinging off of an 0-2 pitch. There's your first out of the inning.
Next batter for Mariner, number 9, Christian Velez.
Christian Velez coming up. With the bases empty and 1 out here at the top of the fourth. Well, we were hearing about some more delicious items they have at the concession stand here. Knocked the left. And that's going to get down. Deflects off the hand of the left fielder. And gets in for a single. So man over on first base.
Batting for Mariner, number 4, Logan Hannick.
Logan Hannick coming up to the plate. Once again, he's playing first base today. Well, anyways, we heard about some more delicious items. They have hot dogs, hamburgers. You got a wide assortment of candy. So if you ever come to a Raider ball game, you have to check out the concession stand. All kinds of ballpark foods. Heck, and that was just a few items I listed off. You have some soda, all kinds of stuff to go. You can eat your dinner here. Once again, top of the fourth. 1-0 count with 1 out. Down low. Now a 2-0 count with 1 man on. Lighthall winds up. Down low in the corners for a ball. Once again, both teams on a 2-game winning streak. You remember Raiders defeated the Lehigh Lightning, as well as the division rival, Port Charlotte Tarpons. Strike gets in for this pitch. Once again, we'll take a look at your Class 7A District 11 standings. Green Wave at the top, 5-4. 5-2 are the Gulf Coast Sharks. 3-5 are the Raiders, and 2-5 are the Tarpons. So, as you can imagine, this is a very crucial game for the Raiders in today's game. Knocked deep to left field, gets right down at the warning track. Runner chugging around third. That'll make this a 1-run game. Wait a minute. Back, and he got him. He got him. Kevin McEltrott. And he keeps this one down to a 4-2 score. We had some technical difficulties there with the scoreboard. Well, if I thought for a moment it said 72-4, but That's crazy, but just a little choking to go around. But anyways, it's still 4-2. A bullet of a pass coming in from left field.
Your next try batter, number 24, Andrew Arsenal.
That brings up Andrew Arsenault up to the plate. Anyways, well, in left field, I could have swore that was scored that runner in from first. It dropped all the way to the wall, but they were able to give a bullet of a pass back to the infield, but they absolutely blinded that runner at home plate. It's Kevin McEltrott, the catcher, coming up with a nice play there. Smacks it up to the infield. Hefner going to track it down in right center, and it's caught. That's going to retire the sides, and it's still a 2-point lead for your Raiders as we head to the bottom of the fourth.
Riverdale 4, Mariner 2. Leading off bottom of the fourth inning for your Raiders, number 2, Nick Blasucci.
Nick Blasucci stepping up. In the dugout, the Raiders like to give him the nickname Blue, as his name is Blasucci, and he's the leadoff man here at the bottom of the fourth. Your score is 4-2. Mariner had a good opportunity to bring in a third run, but it's a nice defensive play by the Raiders. Out in left field, I believe it was Matisse Bober scooping it up all the way at the wall, firing to the infield. They got over to McEltrott at home plate just in time to tag that runner out as this pitch is smoked down the third base side. It goes foul. Now a 1-1 count. 4-2 once again. Raiders on top in this one. Bottom of the fourth we go. And what a game it's been. Raiders in a good position, as I have said multiple times in today's game. They have never been Mariner before when it comes to Riverdale baseball. 1-1. Off to the edges, check swing from Blue, I guess you could call him, for a ball. And this is that time of the game where the Raiders bench really starts getting into the chants and whatnot. That's what I really like about the team, just how they're so involved in the game through the benches, having some fun while they're at it as well. A 3-1 count, one pitch away from walking him. Here it comes. Chipper to the backstop, foul ball for a full count. Blasucci gets a few seconds out of the box, steps back in, has the full count once again with no outs in the inning. Chopper down the third base side, scooped up by the third baseman, fires across the diamond to first, got him in time. There's your first out of the bottom of the fourth. And up comes Kevin McEltrott, your catcher.
Next batter for your Raiders, number 11, Kevin McEltrott.
Up comes Kevin McEltrott. From what I hear, he's a Chicago Cubs fan. I hear he has high hopes of the 2015 season. This information is being relayed, I should say, over to me from pitcher Eric Amaron, actually. I got to talk to him today. Gave me some information. Smacker to third. It gets over the glove of the third baseman, spills out the left. McEltrott takes a very long turn over to first. He's going to have to hustle back, but he will make his way back to the bag in time before the throw. So McEltrott gets in the first with one out. Colton Seitz steps up to first.
Number 16, Jesse Lighthall.
And Colton Seitz, he's playing a courtesy runner in today's game for the second time as Lighthall steps up. He struck out in his last appearance at the plate. Now Jesse Chancer going around. Close throw to first. Keeps him in time with the dive. Colton Seitz, he has quickness, which is a necessity when it comes to base running, and that's why you see him so often out there as the courtesy runner. And Jesse, they like to call him in the bench right now, has a good eye down low for a ball. And that's what they say whenever a ball is thrown in. Good eye. Right now, Tyler Perrell is over on deck. Fire to first again to check on Colton Seitz. He wasn't taking too big of a lead off, I wouldn't think, but keeps him throwing over. 1-0, 1 out. Bottom of the fourth. 4-2. Riverdale once again in the lead. This is something we joked about ever since our first games here of the season. Whenever they check over, it should be counted as a ball. And that could speed up the game a bit more quicker. Shipper down the third base side. Pitcher scoops up. Fires a long one over the first. Goes over the head. And runner coming around third. It's just now being scooped up. And runner comes home. Colton Seitz hustles from first to bring in the run. It's 5-2. Riverdale in the lead. And he's going to extend his way over to second. Light haul, that is. With that throwing error from the pitcher over to first. And courtesy runner coming in. That's number 39, Ryan Cooper.
Courtesy runner now running at second base, number 39, Ryan Cooper. Batting next for your Raiders. Number 7, Tyler Perrell.
Tyler Perrell stepping up for the man over at second. Let's see what he can do here. Pitch making its way outside along the edges for a ball. You couldn't have asked for a better night for baseball once again here. Once again, a little humid, 78% humidity to be exact. The wind's light, but no percent precipitation whatsoever. The skies are clear and the moon is high up in right field. It's a full moon tonight. At your start time of tonight's game, 7 p.m., it was 74 degrees. Swung on a mist. One out and an 0-2 count. High up, watches it go by. And the thing is, when you're batting, it seems like you just need more than a good eye. Chopper, high up, down the first base side in foul territory. First baseman going after it, lets it drop down for the infield single. Now a runner on second and first, and Perrell makes it over to first easy. They had two men track it down on the infield, but couldn't just make things happen.
Down batting for your Raiders, number 21, Coleman Roust.
Here comes Coleman Roust. Well,
Come on, big country. Come on, buddy. Come on.
Well, I remember I was watching some TV one night, and it was a show, and it stated, well, knocked up the middle, the right center, and it's right into the glove. Runner holds his place over at second. Anyways, what I was trying to say is on the TV show it said a batter in a baseball game only has a couple of milliseconds to decide whether to swing or ignore. But I guess a good eye is a big part of it.
Now batting for Riverdale, number 8, Matisse Bober.
And Matisse Bober coming up, and he draws a big applause from this audience here tonight. Runner with a very nice leadoff over at second. Watches it go by for a ball. Now the Bober chants are coming. Oh, those were always very popular with the Riverdale bench. Knocked down the first base side, goes foul. All the way to the bullpen, which has been empty all night. Jesse Lighthall has done a heck of a night. Not sure if you can hear it through the microphone or not, but you probably hear the Bober chants. Always brings a smile to my face when they do that. Down low, in the corners for a ball. Once again, Lighthall has had a heck of a night. You remember he pitched a full game last Thursday versus Lehigh. Makes you wonder if he'll do it again. Once again, allowed 2 runs here. And we're only in the 4th. It's been a long 4 at that. Once again, 2 outs here. 8:22 is your time. Just about an hour and a half almost into tonight's contest. Smack down the first base side. Goes foul again. Seeing a lot of foul balls. Taking me a flashback to our Raider Classic preseason matchup against Estero, where we saw many foul balls, specifically flyers out to right field. Now we're seeing a lot of liners down the base sides. Bluffs a throw over to second base to keep him close. Once again, scores 5-2. Riverdale now with a 3-point advantage after Colton Seitz came in with a run. Smoked down the right wing side. And was it fair? It is. Runner coming home. It's 6-2. Runner coming around and he's gonna score. Look at that. It's 7-2. Raiders with a 5-point lead with 2 runners coming home off of the RBI double. They're looking good now.
Batting next, number 9, Matt Hardy.
Matt Hardy making his way out. He's hoping to extend this 5-point advantage. High up and very close to the batter at that. Catcher calls time and he'll head up to the pitcher's mound and they'll have a quick talk. Tyler Yeager is over on deck for your Raiders as the catcher heads back to home plate. And Matt Hardy taking a few seconds out of the mound. 2 outs here at the bottom of the 4th. It's now 7-2 your score. High up. And out for another ball. 1-0. Or 2-0, I should say. Very long 4 innings. Once again, pitch swung on and missed. Cheering on Hardy. Chopping down the first base side goes fair. They'll scoop it up, had some trouble with it. They'll erase him to the first base bag, and they finally get him to retire the sides. We head to inning number 5 out of 7 here in this high school baseball matchup. But the Raiders extend the deficit to 5 points. It's Riverdale 7, Mariner 2 as we come back with more Riverdale baseball.
Leading off top of the 5th inning for the Mariner Tritons, number 8, Nick Galan.
We continue with more Raider baseball. 5 of 7 innings we go. 7-2 your score. Raiders in the lead. And once again, Jesse Lighthall back down the mound. First pitch is smacked to the backstop. Goes foul. Gallant will be your leadoff man for Mariner in today's game. Down low for a ball. Now takes it with a 1-1 count. Once again, we reached the top of the 5th inning. It's been quite a lengthy ride to get here as well. But hey, it's been a satisfying one for Riverdale fans. Once again, bringing in another couple of runs to make it 7-2. Once again, we appreciate you for tuning in to the Riverdale broadcast. We will stream all 7 of our Raider home games right here at Riverdale High School, so tune in if you can't make it to any of the home games. You can also stay involved with our athletics and academics on social media. Once again, we'll remind you, Riverdale is on Twitter and much more. Instagram, Vine. You can find us under the name Riverdale Reads. So stay updated with the school. Pitch down low for a 4-pitch walk. And now put Nick Gallant over on first. Up comes Stephen Gragiski.
Next batter for the Tritons, number 22, Stephen Gragiski.
Down low in the corners for a ball. I said it's been a very eventful night earlier on here. Once again, we had our lacrosse game out on the football field here. I guess you could say lacrosse field to be exact, Carl Engel Field. You have softball games and all kinds of events going on throughout the week here. We're going athletics. Last night we had our winter sports banquet, knocked left center field, and a diving catch was made. Goodness, what a catch made by Matisse.
They didn't make it.
Well, Matisse Bober, we thought he had it, but they're going to call it a single. Alright, so it looks like he did not have possession of it, but Matisse Bober, you have to give him points for trying. That was very good, just sprawled out on his stomach to make what was almost a catch. But it looks like he couldn't get that tip of the glove on it. So it's Jake Milos Skavronik coming up to the plate. I thought he had it as well. I was about to say. But either way, that was a great effort. But that just puts another man on board. 1 on second, 1 on first. No outs. Bluffs the throw over to second, Lighthall. And it looks like we have some action going on in the right field bullpen. That's the Raiders to be exact. So we may have a pitching change coming soon to take the place of Jesse Lighthall, who has done a fine job on the mound tonight in his 5th inning. So we may see a change in around the 6th inning to close out the game. Smacks to right center. Hefner's chasing after it. So is the right fielder. And it falls down. Runner chugging around third. Let's see if they can get it in on time. They'll cut it off, fire to home, and they will keep those runners on their bags. Looks like the bases are loaded here. Third, second, first. They're juiced with no outs. This could mean trouble for the Raiders. And there's going to be a chat on the mound here. Maybe a sign of change. I mean, keep in mind, you do have that bullpen warm-up going on. And yep, the infield is going to gather up here, and we'll see the change in moments.
Tuesday night, March 10th, we're home against Fort Myers High School in a big district contest. The first pitch for JV will go out at 4 p.m. Varsity first pitch goes out at 7.
And it looks like there will not be a change, but just a brief talk. But either way, no matter what happens, Lighthall has been looking pretty gassed out there on the mound, and we should be expecting a change very soon.
Your next strike batter, number 7, Mason Eichner.
Mason Eichner coming up to the plate with the bases juiced. Five-point lead for Riverdale, but they have the opportunity to score up to 4 runs if things go their way up in the corners for a ball. For Eichner, yes, I said that right. Acre, I should say. The best part of the situation for Mariner is that there are no outs once again. So a sacrifice or anything, even if it's an out, it can still score a runner home from third. And they are desperate for runs as we head into the later stages of the game, as the Pitch gets in for a strike, 1-1 to count. It looks like there's some bullpen action going on for Mariner as well. They're currently on their second pitch of the ball game as the next pitch is fouled to the backstop. You are listening to Nick Rush on the Riverdale Baseball Radio Network. Once again, thank you for tuning in. The pitch is going to be a strikeout. Oh, that barely got him, but there's your first strike of the inning. And he blows him by watching with a pitch down low.
Next right batter, number 5, Brandon Fury.
Brandon Fury coming up to the plate. He's currently the Mariner batter, or I should say pitcher as well. Started in shortstop, came in as a relief pitcher, and just moments ago we saw some pitchers warming up down the left field side, so we'll see his future on the mound later on in the next couple of outs, perhaps. Once again, bases still loaded, down the third base side, gloved up, fires home. McEltrott steps on the bag for the out. Good play there by Tyler Perrell over at third, makes the toss to McEltrott, who steps on the bag for out number 2, and they keep Mariner off the board for the inning at least. But still, 2 outs and another man comes up. And it's Dante Simonotti once again, who plays second base. So if he can't make things happen for Mariner, then that will retire the sides. And boy, talk about escaping a jam for Lighthall. He may be seeing his final batter here. Chopper to third. Perrell scoops it up. He's going to fire to first. Got him. We head to the bottom half of the inning. We continue with more Raider baseball right after this. Yeager heading to the plate as we head to the bottom of the 5th. 7-2 your score. We have a new pitcher on the mound for the Mariner Tritons. It's Logan Hannick. He's playing the third pitch of the game for the Mariner defense. Chops it to right. Tosses it over to first base for the out. Logan Hannick came into today's game originally playing first base. Up next is Dustin Hefner.
Dustin Hefner.
High up for a ball. The game started when Anthony Lopez took the mound for Mariner to start off the festivities in tonight's contest. Shortly after, Brandon Fury took over, who was originally the shortstop in today's game. Logan Hannick now comes up. Swung on and missed. That's now a 1-2 count with 1 out here. Bottom to 5th we are, 7-2. An advancement of the Raiders smacks the shortstop, gets through the gap. Hefner taking off, and he will hold back over at first base. Up comes Nick Blasucci to the plate.
Batting next for Riverdale, number 2, Nick Blasucci.
So Blasucci comes up, 1 out, 1 man on. High up for a ball. Catcher jerks up, making sure that Dustin Hefner is back over in time at first without a throw. We still have our lacrosse action going on in center field over at Carl Angle Field. That's a high line drive down the third base side. It goes foul. Wow, you had 3 guys going after that ball. You had 2 of them sliding, but neither of them could have tracked it down. So Nick Blasucci caught a lucky break there. Yeah, that stayed in the air for quite a while, and luckily no one was able to track it down. Inside along the edges for a strike. Raider dugout going nuts right now in support of Blasucci. They've been having that going for quite a few innings now, down low in the corners, in the dirt, for another ball. We would like to remind you about our next Raider baseball game. It takes place right here at Riverdale High School. Look at this, Hefner taking off for second. No surprise there. He loves to take off, especially when you see him over on first, but you can guess where this went. Foul to right field in the pop-up, and he'll be forced to head over back. Well, once again, it will be Tuesday. Your Riverdale Raiders will take on the division rival Fort Myers Green Wave. Well, 2 weeks ago on a Friday, the Raiders defeated the Green Wave in Fort Myers with a pitcher's duel 1-0 count. Or a score, I guess I should say. That game was pitched by Eric Amrine overall. He pitched 5 innings and he started that contest. Smack to right, and it goes foul. Going to the bushes, all the way down the first base side. That game will start at 7 o'clock p.m. right here at Riverdale High School. Once again, if you cannot make it out to the game, well, we have it covered here on the Riverdale Baseball Radio Network once again. Smacked over the shortstop. Left fielder having a hard time gloving it up. Throw to third, not going to get there in time. And you have runners extending over to third and second. There's Hefner over on third base. He's threatening. As you have another runner coming up.
Now batting for your Raiders, number 11, Kevin.
And it's Kevin McEltrott. So McEltrott, the catcher, coming up. Hoping to extend the 5-point lead the Raiders have once again. And this pitch, smacked. High flyer down the first base side. And they're going to glove it up for the out. Well, Hefner jerking around at third. He's going to hold back. Now we have a pickle between second and third. And Hefner coming home. Now he's stuck in a pickle between home and third. How far is he going to go? It's still going on. He gets down, and he is tagged out. Well, that was a little bit of comedy put into the ball game. You like how Dustin Hefner, he was in a pickle, but he never gave up. He kept on fighting.
And now after 5.
And that's going to retire the sides. We head to
your Raiders 7. And 2.
the 6th inning we go. 7-2. Raiders still lead. More baseball coming up right after this.